ready, thế nên là mình chưa bắt đầu được. Có đẩy lên được không hả Hương ơi?
Nếu mà đẩy lên thì
bị lỗi cái phone
tại vì ở phiên 2 thì lại là chair là cô Hà.
Đúng rồi.
Cho em thêm 5 phút thôi, em sẽ nói.
Ok. Rồi thế trong lúc này thì mình giao lưu một chút nhé. Hello, welcome to CISD 2021. And today our session, so we belong to session 4, and there are 4 presentations from the 4 speakers. So actually, it's time for us now to introduce each other, and then we will get acquainted with each other also. So it is the starting point of an international conference, and I very much hope that after that we will have closer cooperation during our lecturing and our research also. So first of all, I'm Liên. I'm from Vietnam National University of Economics and Business, and I'm from Faculty of Accounting and Auditing. And my research major, my research interests are about green accounting and also about the financial statement manipulations. So I very much hope that some of you here will share the same interest topic with me. Next one, so I would like to ask Phương Anh, could you please have a short introduction about yourself?
Yes, thank you, Dr. Liên. I'm very nice to see Dr. Liên and other professors, in the conference. My name is Nguyễn Thị Phương Anh. I'm currently a lecturer in national universities, University of Business and Economics, and I'm working in the same faculty with Dr. Liên, and my research majors are somehow similar and related to the topic of the conference. My majors, my research major are circular economy and cost accounting, and I hope that throughout this conference we can get to know each other and we can have further collaboration so that the most practical outcome will be further publications, and we can continue develop our research from the international conference into the publications. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Phương Anh, for your sharing. And then further information about Phương Anh. She's now a PhD candidate also. And then her dissertation topic, it is also related to circular economy. So I hope that you will gain a lot of useful things from this international conference. Thank you, Phương Anh. And then I think we will move to other members of our session today. So, Nguyen, are you ready with your introduction?
Thank you, everyone. I think please wait with me some minutes for prepare my presentations carefully. Okay.
Okay, so that's fine.
Thêm một tí đi chị ạ. Thì nó đang của em nó lỗi hết cái form này tự nhiên nữa.
Fine. So I could see Phùng Danh Thắng. Also, you are here. So could you please turn on your camera and then could you please give your introduction? So we could not hear from you. And we also have some other members from so Vũ Kim Chi, you attend this session as a guest also, right? So could you please give your introduction to all of us?
Yeah, good morning, everyone. I couldn't see my screen. Can you see me or not?
Yes, very clearly.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. Okay. Good morning, everyone. So my name is Kim Chi Phu. I'm from the Institute of Vietnamese Study and Development Science, which is belong to BNU, of course. And so actually, I'm very interested in to learn about the circular economy because I just have a PhD student that they want to study the plastic management under the context of circular economy. So that's why I'm very interested in that topic, and also I would like to invite my PhD student who want to join the session today. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your attendance, and thank you for introducing this conference to your students also. And welcome, more than welcome. Thank you so much. And then we also see some other members in this session. So we also welcome some guests from Japan. So I could not, so Nakajima, so you attend this session as a guest, right? So could you please give your introduction to all of us? Okay, so.
Sorry.
Yeah, so could you please turn on your camera so that we can see you?
Okay. My name is Nakajima. I'm interested in shares of the enterprise, so I'd like to join this session and hear some good information. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your attendance, and thank you for showing your interest in our session also. So, thank you. And then we also could see, so Mingyan, are you ready now?
Yeah.
Yes, please. So, please turn on your camera.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Hello, everyone. Nice to meet you in the interesting conference. So now I give you my artist with the name Circular Economy Model, Practical Application, and Policy Suggestions for Vietnam. So now I can share my screen, please. Okay.
Thank you, Ian. So you want to present now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you. So we will listen to the first presentation from the authors Minh Uyên and Phùng Danh Thắng. And also you will listen to one interesting topic because she will share with us from the legal viewpoint. And then also she will suggest how to set up the circular economy model. Okay, so welcome, and then please continue your presentation.
Do you see my PowerPoint?
Yes, we could see it now.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. So, about the circular economy model, practical applications and the policy suggestions for Vietnam. As you know, in the history of the economy development, the world has experienced the three great industrial revolutions and is in the fourth industrial revolution. The fourth industrial revolution has fundamentally changed the traditional thinking of production and required the policymaker and the economists agreed to the idea of the sustainable economic development, when all production methods take into the account long-term investment strategy. So, if the decade ago the world's economy operates according to the linear model of productions and consumptions, nowadays everyone to agree with we should to change the new model, the new economy model. So it's the circular economy model. About my content in my presentations, including why should Vietnam develop to circular economy model? The second is what the difference is between the linear economy model and the circular economy model. And what are the basic principles, the role of the circular economy model? And how has Vietnam developed the circular economy nowadays and in the future? And what the policies get for Vietnam developing a circular economy model towards the sustainable development economy? So with the first content, why should Vietnam develop circular economy model? As you know, in many decades ago, the world's economy operates according to the linear economy model, with the production and consumption characterized by the exploitation of resources. Production, distribution, and consumption exchange and finally disposal.
Recording in progress.
Leads to significant damage to the environment. And the reality of climate change and the continued growth of the world's population projected to be the 9 billion by 2050. So the cost pressures on increasing the food and energy demand leads to linear production patterns that so is no longer relevant and call for a reform of current economy model. And the circular economy model was found as an economic model that met current aspirations, and it quickly gained the interest of policies, market, and economists. It is an economic model in which the world's output in this industry become a source of input material into the other industries so quickly. And as you know, Vietnam is a developing country and just in the early stage of industrialization. However, the source of the raw materials, such as the coal, oil, have gradually come disordered, of which Vietnam has become an importer of coal since 2006. And in 2016, also only ranked the 68 in the world in terms of area, and the 15th in population. But also Vietnam's amount of plastic waste in entering the sea is currently ranked the 4th in the world, with more than 1.84 million tons per year. So it's the serious thing. Vietnam is the leading country affected by the climate trends in the world. As the UN said, Vietnam is the most affected by the climate change. And the state president Wilson Phúc at the 76th session of United Nations Councils says that Vietnam quickly renewed its economic model from the linear economy to a circular one in order to limit the harmful effect of the old economy model. So, thus cost and pressures Vietnam shoes to change from the linear economy to the circular economy model quickly. And what are the differences between a circular economy model and the linear economy model? So now I have the table with the number of differences between these models. About the concept, you know that the linear economy creates a product life cycle in the straight line, in which raw material industry are extracted from the nature environment. However, the circular economy is an economic system that is the restorative and renewable through practice, planning, and design. The circular economy aims to recycle the waste of one economic process into an input material of another economic process. About the characteristic, if the linear economy has the one-way economics model with a beginning and end, that's mean the linear economy with the input point is raw material, thus are the natural exploited, and the output is waste distributed into the natural environment after using the products. The second characteristic is the linear economies exploit the natural capital to create product value. At the third, the cost of producing the goods will increase. Why? Because that means the linear economies shall generate optimal profits for a particular industry by taking advantage of national capital that may not be available to another industry. And thus, systemic interests across industries are violated. This economy's model required waste treatment cost and products design cost because the comparability between the product is not high. In addition, the model is dependent on natural capital, that is the increasing depleted. So in terms of the time value, the cost producing the goods will increase. Currently, it is estimated that the demand of the natural resources of the human economic activities is the 1.7 times the capital of the earth. Therefore, if the economic form is not traced, the national resource will be surely fall into the state of depletion. Despite this, the circular economy has the most important characteristic of resiliency and reproducibility. The resilient and renewable are demonstrated. In that, the model allows the registered use of the natural capital to be controlled for the both renewable and non-renewable resource, and use the renewable energy resource. The second characteristic of the circular economy is the circular economy has to optimize the value of income of natural resources. Thanks to the recurring processing and manufacturing of waste, the prolonging products life cycle is calculated on the value created from the unit of the natural capital. So the circular economy has to optimize the value of income and of the natural resources. And the circular economy creates the strong linkage between the industry that help to increase the overall. The system-wide benefit reduce the overall production cost and promote the realization of development lasting. And the fourth, the circular economy has to protect the living environment, re-establish the inherent balance of the nature. Yeah. Thereby contributing to make the living environment of mankind better. So about the conditions.
Excuse me, Julian. So sorry for an interruption. So because for each presentation, you will have around 10 to 15 minutes, and then later we will spare time for discussion. So please summarize your presentation. So I'm sorry for interrupting you.
Okay. About the conditions to apply the modern light economy does not require the high requirement in maintaining and developing the modern beyond the availability of natural resources. But the circular economy has the higher conditions, for example, about the production process design, the technology light delight, the innovation of technologies of production organization. All the important condition is the awareness and the cooperations from the community. So what are the basic principles and the roles of the circular economy? There are the three principles. The first, the production design should be based on the principles of preserving and enhancing natural capital by controlling the non-renewable resource and balancing the traditional use the renewable resource. The principle two, the optimizing natural resource by the using material and process components that are used to the greatest extent possible across both technical and biochemical circle. And the last is the improve system efficiencies by the detecting and regarding the negative effect. So you can see the three principles. So what the challenges impacting and the drivers of the transitions from the lighter to the circular economy with the challenges. So the first is a lack of encouragement from the state management agencies. The barrier is the capital investment. The indigenous controls of country is also one of the obstacles to the transitions to the circular economy. And actually, there is an absence of the illegal system to create premise for the development of a circular economy. And the current infrastructure for information chains and logistic systems are not complete with the circular economy model. However, there are some drivers to pursue and develop the circular economy. The biggest driver is the dependence of the national resource. And the financial crisis and the lighter economic model itself that caused the production costs to increase also motivates the business to switch the new model and thus the circular economy. And the last is the climate change has caused the human was to rethink about how to teach nature and find an economic model that's balanced with the sustainable development of the nature. So how has Vietnam developed the curriculum about the legal system, the guidelines, the strategy and policies? In early, we have many policies to develop circular economy. In 20 years, the 2004, the parties of center committees continue to issue the solutions about the developed economic sector and field and direct encourage the recycled use of the recycled products. In 2005, the law on environmental protection, and the 2012, for the first time, a comprehensive environmental protection strategy towards to the 2050. In 2015, the government issued the decrease, and the sections of the on waste and cost management and decisions on recall and treatment to the discarded products. In 2018, the government approved the adjustment of national strategy on solid waste management. So all the policies and legal documents are steps toward the transformations of the economy to the circular economies associated with the green and sustainable growth in Vietnam. About the reality of circular economy development in Vietnam. In agriculture, as you know, the modern product of the garden, pond, and garden forest, or the bond-based variant are typical example that has to record emissions and make use of the nutritious food to rapidly reduce waste. In Bình Dương, Đà Nẵng, Cần Thơ, and Ninh Bình, with the 72 participating enterprise in the big project supported by UNIDOT and the Global Environment Fund has formed and developed the 4 ecological industrial park. And some projects as the West recycling industry have been invested and developed, such as the 3R waste sorting plant, biogas production, and organic people's production in electric water farming, organic produced from the waste from the Chang'an, Haiphong, or steel slag from the Formosa La Habib, and marine wind farm producing electricity from the wind and solar energy in Bạc Liêu Canal. So these evidence are the development event of in Vietnam. And in Vietnam, there are the development of the sharing economy model. However, we are many limitations of circular economy's development. The first is the scale in terms of quality and quantities of circular business model is actually still limited. The large-scale renewable energy developed is also still limited. The eco-industrial park designed according to the circular and renewable model are limited in number and in quantity, scale, and ability to replicate. The link is still weak between the scientists, the enterprise, the farmer, and the state in agriculture production, in industrial, and the green service. And resources for the transition to a circular economy are still limited, in which the financial resources are limited and the technology is still backward. So what are causes of limitations? The first is policy framework on developing a circular economy model has not been completed. Vietnam still lacked enterprise that are capable of technologies in recycling and reducing used products. The third is the social awareness is still not high, and the issues of educating and propagating people awareness to what the green consumption is not effective. And the last is the financial institution in supporting capital resource for the business in industrial to converse. There is exciting business model to the curricular business models. They have many shortcomings. So now I give the policy implications for curricular economies development in Vietnam. So the firstly is very, very necessary to complete the policy framework to develop the curricular economy, in which the national strategy on curricular economy development is required with a medium and long-term vision in the overall strategy for the sustainable development of the economy. The second, it is the necessary to rise the awareness of the world society from the centers of local level, from the state management apparatus to its individual citizens about the needs to transform the economy to the circular economy. The third is the open the flood of capital and resource for business projects, startup projects, and computer business model. And the fourth, adjust the master plan and research on the development of renewable energy projects, gradually video licensing and gradual stop licensing energy project that pollute the environment and violent interfere with the balanced nature. So it's all the policy implications that make pressure, promote the development curricular economy in Vietnam. So it's the references of my research. And thank you for listening. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nguyen, for opening our session today. So actually, you have just used more than 20 minutes for your presentation. However, because your topic is very interesting, so I don't want to interrupt you. However, for other speakers, so could you please be sure that you control the time so that your presentation, each presentation you will use, about 15 minutes. Okay?
Yeah.
Then later on we will have Q&A. So anyway, thank you, Nguyen, for sharing an interesting topic about circular economy development. And then now it's time for us to have a Q&A session. And then welcome to any questions, any comments to the presentation from Nguyen. And also it's a good chance for Nguyen to improve this article so that maybe she will publish in other journals, for example.
Yeah.
Any comments or questions from the audience?
So can I have a quick comment?
Yes, please.
Yes, so thank you for the presentations of Dr. Nguyen. My name is Phương Anh, and I'm doing the research in the same domain. It's still circular economy. And I have some quick feedback on your presentations, and I feel like we are sharing the same comments. Actually, my presentations is pretty similar to yours, and if you stay at the next sessions, maybe you can listen to my presentation, and we can share the research work, and maybe in the future after the conference we can do the collaboration in terms of circular economy research. However, back to the presentation of you, I have a very, very small feedback that the circular economy and the linear economy are very important terms. And I think in the international conference, especially in front of the international guest speaker and audience, we need to read and pronounce this word correctly to make sure that the audience can well understand what we want to deliver to the throughout the presentations. And also in your slide, I feel like it's a little bit, lack of tables. I think in the presentation we should add more graphic pictures and tables rather than a lot of words, so that it can make the audience more, enjoy your presentation, and also the information can deliver by the best way. For example, in the strength, the weakness, or the opportunity from the circular economy, you can make a table. And by the way, back to the presentation, I don't know if you are talking about the strength and the weakness of the circular economy in Vietnam or in other countries, because the content of the area did not show up on the presentation. But after that, I saw the implementation for the Vietnam. So I just guessed that you are talking about this content of the Vietnam. And actually, if we talk about the policy in Vietnam, the Ministry of Environmental, they did issue officially the legal law about the circular economy. It is not comprehensive and adequate. However, they did attach the content of circular economy in the environmental law in 2020. So I agree that the legal framework of Vietnam is still inadequate and not really comprehensive, but they did do some first steps to implement the circular economy in Vietnam. So instead of the limitation of that, we need to recognize that Vietnam is, the Vietnam government is a step by step and implement some actual implementations. And also, we did have some pilot eco-industrial park, and I think that I saw the conflict because I saw you said that Vietnam only implemented some, for example, VIC, Vườn Ao Chuồng, or other agricultural projects. However, Vietnam did have some pilot in eco-industrial park of circular economy, and it's just some further information for you. And also, I think for the implementation, you should add more detail. For example, instead of the short-term and medium-term policy, there should be maybe the strategic plan to what 2025 or 2030, and there should be the joint hand, the collaborations between maybe the government from the Ministry of Education and the environment. I mean, more information in the implication, so that it can really deliver to the policymakers and the stakeholders. So at the end, I really appreciate for your presentations, and I think we should keep in touch so that later we can develop a research about circular economy in Vietnam, and especially it is experimental. We can collect the data and we can have very qualitative research with quantitative research with each other. And thank you.
Yes. Thank you. The comment from Meti Phương Anh. As you know, is the started research of the serious research about the circular economy. I want to give the basics information about the circular economy model. The differences between the circular economy model and the linear economy, and some information about to develop the circular economy in Vietnam. So I think I will research more and more deeply about the circular in Vietnam, state read started in Vietnam. I think so. And the comment to suggest me, it impressed me to continue to carry out the research about this topic. Thank you.
Thank you, Phương Anh, for your happy comments and also some feedback from the authors also. So actually, from my point of view, I think Minh Nguyen's presentation, your research, you had a very good research questions. So the structure of your research, it is very clear. Okay, so you start from starting from mentioning the necessity of Vietnam. Why do Vietnam need to develop circular economy? And then you also give us a comparison between the linear model and the circular economy model. And then you continue with the analysis of the basic principles. And then you have in-depth analysis of challenges and drivers when we move towards circular economy. And then also for the final research question, you did well also because you mentioned about the limitation of the development of circular economy in Vietnam. And then you also pointed out the causes of those limitations. And then based on that, you recommend some solutions and suggestions for Vietnam. And I think you had a very good research. So from the comments from Phương Anh, you could have further improvement to your research. And then also because Phương Anh and Ian, you share the same research topic. So we very much hope that in the near future, you could see some joint research between Vinh and Phương Anh. And then if you have, please inform us.
Yeah,
so I would like to...
Thank you, Ms. Chung. So now I am carrying out the research about the factors that affect the development of circular economy in the dairy and in particularly in the business. So if I will welcome Phương Anh to my project in the future. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing about your research also, and we also look forward to reading your new research result.
Yeah,
thank you. And then I would like to ask the audience, do you have any further questions to the first presentation of our session today? Okay, so I think time is limited, so that's why we will move to the